And hello. Welcome back to the Gay Racing Podcast. Zach and Alex are back with you to talk about another weekend in motorsport. NASCAR's throwback weekend at Darlington, and then IndyCar was at the Indianapolis Grand Prix on the road course at Indy. The month of May has started, and Alex, we have a little month of gay going on.
Yes.
We're getting ready ourselves to go to Indy next week. We were just
11
talking about it.
days.
11
Like, we're
days.
going to be there in 11 days, Zach.
It's really
That's
starting to hit
crazy.
me. This is our final, not our final episode, I guess, but our like second to last episode before we go out and travel. So we're going to talk about NASCAR at Darlington today, the drama that happened at the end of the race, Brad Keselowski back in victory lane. We'll talk about IndyCar at the Indianapolis road course. We both didn't watch it live because we were busy Saturday.
Yep.
And then the tea today, y'all, girl, we got a
Oh,
lot of tea
y'all
today.
get ready.
A lot of NASCAR news dropped this week. Stuff with the schedule. Just today, an in-season bracket challenge is coming to the schedule next year. And then, of course, some little bits of IndyCar tea as well. And we're gonna preview Indianapolis 500 qualifying. We're making fantasy picks.
We're here. Indy 500 qualifying this weekend. Oh my
God,
gosh.
we're gonna be talking about who do we think is gonna get bumped because someone's going home next week, so that's gonna be a whole conversation. So, we're gonna get started with NASCAR at Darlington, Alex. And man, I've been coming on here every single episode. Next gen car sucks. I hate the diffuser. Blah blah blah. And NASCAR is beating those allegations. The next gen car is beating those allegations right now
Mm-hmm.
because what a run of races. Really, I guess it's only two really phenomenal races, but man, it's so good to be a NASCAR fan right now
It
in
really
this
is.
moment.
Like, this is a hot streak. The closest
Yeah.
finish in history. And then you have an incredible final run to the finish at Darlington. Like,
Yeah.
what more could you ask for as a
With
NASCAR fan right now?
the storyline of, Brad Keselowski breaks a winless streak, a star of the
Huge.
sport. He is one of our superstars. Everyone knows who Brad Keselowski is if you
Mm-hmm.
watch NASCAR, right? So that's a big deal there's so many storylines with this race, and we're gonna get through all of them. But Ford's first win of 2024 across the top three series. And it felt very poetic the way they got it. And with Brad Keselowski, right? A team owner for one of the arguably the best Ford team in NASCAR right
Yeah.
now. Pretty cool, right? And the way it was not, it was dramatic. It was dramatic the way he had to get that victory. But, this has been coming for Brad for
Yeah.
a while. It's his first win again at RFK as a team owner. And it kind of doesn't really surprise me though, because this could have happened
Mm-hmm.
last year. I mean, he was leading laps at the end of last year in the playoffs.
There's about 5-6 races that Brad Keselowski probably could have won. And all the races Chris Buescher won, or at least some of them, Brad Keselowski was in contention as well.
The
Like
same with today.
RFK, they've really turned things around. They're back.
They're heated up. Well, to be honest, I mean, even at the beginning of this year, they were still getting really good finishes. I mean, Buescher, they both finished top 5 at Phoenix. They've been getting a lot of top 10s even early in the season. It's just now I feel like their performance is really like they're competing at least these last 2 weeks with the Hendrick and JGR cars. Like you have to
Yeah.
admit that. And all that talk about Hendrick and JGR, I think that's starting to close a little bit. I think we're not going to be talking about that as much because I know
Yeah.
this is just one win, but I feel like the floodgates are open, especially for Brad, low key.
Oh yeah. RFK could have, one little inch different could have gone back to back with both of
Yeah.
their drivers. And it's interesting with Ford. RFK just seems to have found some. Logano was running pretty good for the first time in all this year, but
Yeah.
Penske was kind of absent still. Stewart-Haas Racing, they're
because Logano got a
weird.
penalty.
Yeah.
Yeah. Stewart-Haas Racing, they got 2 top 5s yesterday with Chase Briscoe and Josh Berry. And of course, there were a lot of guys up front having issues, right? Truex, Blaney, Larson, but they took advantage of it.
Right.
Reddick and Buescher. But
Yeah, I mean, Ford's definitely closing the gap, and we've kind of seen that every year with the Gen 7 car. I mean,
Well, yeah,
last year
somewhat.
specific with Blaney was late on, won the championship. Logano was just super consistent, but that was the first year, so it was a little different. But
Darlington's a very unique track, though. And, like,
yeah,
I remember Kevin Harvick said on Happy Hour that, Darlington was always a track where if you had a bad car in the year, you felt good about going there because the driver could make the difference. I mean, it is a hard racetrack, so that could
yeah.
be a part of it, too. I mean, I think Charlotte's going to be the true test because,
Oof,
Kansas and Darlington, they're a little unique. I
man.
guess not. I don't know. It's hard to, could be
Yeah,
hard to
Zach,
gauge. What
I hope you and I can stay awake for Charlotte after the Indy 500 and
I've
watch it
been thinking about that a
together
lot.
because that's going to be a banger. Kansas was amazing. Darlington was really good. Charlotte's been really good with this car. My expectations are pretty high for that race. I hope we're awake enough to watch it. Like I really want to
We're
watch
gonna have to get
Charlotte.
some caffeine or something,
Oh
right?
yeah,
Because we're
we have to
not
get
gonna have
like
time
coffee,
for.
energy drink.
I don't think I'll be. Well, I might be dead. I might not have to worry about it. If a certain someone wins the Indy 500, I'll be dead. So
Yeah,
you'll be
fair.
watching by yourself. And you know what? There's a new storyline now with Chris Buescher and Tyler Reddick that you know. Yeah, we're going to a short track next week for an all-star race, but we know nothing's going to happen there because the racing's going to suck.
Hmm.
I'm just wondering if this whole thing with Chris Buescher and how he's been racing too nice, how that's going to develop. Tyler Reddick, and he's been having a really good season, but again, another win's going to slip away from him. And it was these two battling for the win in stage 3 after the last restart. And um, first, I mean, let's talk about that whole situation because it's starting with Reddick and Keselowski front row, and they are side by side, not giving an inch. A feature of the next gen car is the side draft is incredibly strong, which means you're basically glued together. You're not getting it's gonna be really hard to clear someone. And Buescher, man, that battle was great. And you tweeted this morning. That was like the best Fox has done this year with calling
Oh
that
yeah,
moment.
they covered that nearly perfectly.
Oh
They
my
didn't go to
gosh.
any onboard cameras. Boyer was paying attention. Just all the stars aligned for Fox Sports in that last, at least that
Yeah.
moment, that perfect battle. It's like, thank God. Like that was so much fun to watch at home. And I
It
feel
was
like we didn't miss
so.
anything. It was great.
And Buescher, I mean, he's just watching this, right? And he's just like, okay, how do I take advantage of this? First time he tries to give Brad a shove, which I thought was really cool.
Yeah.
What That was cool. Like that's an
He
actual
had a
team
crazy
play.
run.
Yeah.
Crazy
To be
run.
fair, he wasn't that it was like very late in the straightaway when he got there. He wouldn't have been able to make it 3 wide without wrecking, probably. Like wrecking all 3 of them. So that was probably a smart move to give Brad a little shove getting in the corner. But then when Brad runs Reddick into the wall off turn 4, Buscher's like, I'm gonna take this. And he goes all the way down to the apron, which I thought
Mhm.
was it reminds me of like Pocono and the restarts where they're on the apron where the graphics are
Yeah.
printed. All the way down to the apron. Oh my god, to make the pass. And then it's set up. It's like Reddick's got the fastest car, and he's in a RFK sandwich trying to battle both of them basically. Because I mean, we'll get into it now. When Reddick finally catches Buescher after evading his arrow blocking and running a little bit higher than Buescher into turn 1,
Mhm.
Reddick gets to Buescher and he has a decision to make. How is he going to fight this? How is he going to battle this? And this is where the controversy comes in because as we saw, Reddick just tries to pull a slider and ends up running into the 17. And then weirdly enough, both their tires get cut, which I
Yeah.
found really weird because we don't see that a lot, I feel like.
Yeah. And shout out to NASCAR for not throwing a caution because this finish did not need overtime. Like this was so exciting. And mind you, this was Chris Buescher and Tyler Reddick were you and I's fantasy picks, Zach. So we were invested.
That
We
was
were yelling in our
insane.
text messages. So it was just like,
What
what is going
We're
on?
gonna talk
Between
about that later on how insane that is. But yeah,
like
like that was insane for us in that moment. But then I mean, that was an insane battle, to be
it
honest, because we
was
knew Reddick was
like
faster. It was a little frustrating, and this is kind of where I will get into like, Reddick, he pulled a really aggressive, desperate move. He had
and
plenty of laps left.
I understand why he made that move
Me
Because what you're
too.
probably gonna say is with this car, you kinda have to ensure you get around and clear,
It
or
was
you're
really
just never
hard to
gonna get
pass yesterday.
around.
Yeah.
But I think it might have been a little early for that kind of move. I think it could have got a little closer,
I
but
think, well,
I get why he
and
did it though.
both these guys, they've only won a handful of cup races. Think about that too. Reddick's only won
Yeah.
like what, 4 or 5 races. Buescher, same number, right? Um, so they're not the most experienced guys. They haven't been in these situations that much before. But my thing is like Reddick, longer he's following Chris Buescher, the worse his tires are going to get, I think. Because Kyle Larson said once that the guy in the lead sometimes has a worse tire. I don't know, but from what I understand, Reddick's tires aren't getting any better being behind the 17 car, and I mean it took him so long to get by. Guys were having trouble passing all day. Remember in stage 2, I forgot who was in the lead, but like they had a 3-second lead, but then they caught lap
Mhm.
traffic and
And
they
they were just
closed right
gone
up.
immediately. Yeah.
I mean, Arrow. I mean, Darlington's only so wide. It's just again the next gen car. It's doing a great job at fighting the allegations, but if you look closely, you still see the little
Yeah.
cracks in
I
there.
mean, there's still flaws, but, like, this isn't
But
awful. This is
but
still fantastic, and I think it should be praised for that,
well,
but there are concerns that should be limited, but again, we talk about that every week, Zach, so I don't care. I
but
don't care right
listen,
now. We'll
that
talk
could
about it
you could
all next week
almost
about North Wilkesboro. I
you
don't
can
care.
almost say that is why this whole Chris Buescher and Tyler Reddick situation happened, because it made Tyler Reddick feel desperate enough to have to
Mhm.
send it in there. Because another thing that people weren't thinking about is if Reddick's going to ride side by side with Buescher and slowly try to make the move happen, well, Brad's just going to pass them both. Just like what
Right.
Chris Buescher, he's in an
You're
infinite
right.
RFK loop where he can't pass them both. If he
Yeah.
tries to pass one, the other one goes right by.
Yep. And, I mean,
Like,
Brad showcased you can get right side by side and you can hold it for a very long time, but you're right. Yeah, I
yeah.
mean, Busher would have got or
And
Brad would have got that same run Busher got. Yeah.
Buescher would have had the advantage where he's got
And
the outside
and
too.
Reddick just wanted to go. I get it.
He had to, I mean, he really he didn't have that much time left. I know people think he did, but I don't think he had that much time left. He could not ride behind that 17 for that long. So I can't fault the 45, but here's the thing. I look at the 17 and he was gassing it up on the outside as he should, right? These cars are very momentum based. Trying to
Mhm.
pull a crossover, I don't know if pulling a crossover would have been an option. But then it just makes me go like, well, can you really complain? You saw him pulling the slider, so can you really complain that like
Yeah.
because you could have just backed because I think Reddick would have hit the wall.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, and after the race, Chris Buescher went to confront Tyler Reddick after the race, and I honestly, like you and I were joking, like I hope they fight. Our fantasy picks fighting, that'd be so funny.
I was
But
screaming.
then
I was screaming right here when I saw Chris Buescher walk up to Tyler Reddick. I'm
Chris
gonna tell you
Chris
what.
Buescher actually went and confronted him. Because Chris Buescher's a very quiet, reserved guy. I
Yeah,
didn't think he would do anything, but he went over there. He shoved him, which we didn't see that initially, but he
his
did
villain
shove
arc.
him, and he was just like, "What was that about?" Reddick said he effed up. Chris Buescher was very mad he didn't get the win sticker, which I found very funny. I
That
get it,
when he said, "I
but
don't have that sticker. You can't do that to me. I
and
don't have
and
that sticker."
and Tyler being like, "Huh?"
Huh? I don't have that sticker.
God.
Mm.
But think of it from Chris Buescher's POV. He nearly won Kansas. He thought he won Kansas,
Dude,
doesn't.
he's on
And
a villain arc
then
now. This is
he was
why.
on his way. Chris Buescher's on his way to win here, and he doesn't win here again. That's 2 wins he could have had. I get it. It's
Oh,
10
Chris
playoff
Buescher
points,
fans, are y'all
but
okay?
yeah. Are y'all good?
Are y'all good? Do we need to do a wellness check? Because like I couldn't imagine. I could
But
not imagine.
but let's be
Like
real. Chris Buescher, we saw this last year, just kind of out of nowhere, had this resurgence and started being competitive every single week. This is a lot earlier in the season. He might get
Mhm.
several wins if he can, like, close it out and not
Yeah.
have weird
And
incidents happen. But like really, really good. The 17 car.
I got to be a little bit critical though about Chris Buescher kind of being like, well, because he was mad at Tyler because it's not about Tyler trying to make an aggressive move for the win. It's that he took him out of the race in a stupid move that didn't even give Tyler the win. Took them both out, right? It's like it's costing Chris a lot because, I mean, if you look at the playoff bubble, Chris Buescher is only 15 points above the cut line.
Right.
Yes, they've had speed, but there are no guarantees in NASCAR, you know,
Yeah.
like, so it is kind of a big deal, right?
It
Tyler, you know, he can afford to do whatever he wants, but that's kind of also a point. You know, Tyler, he's going for more playoff points. He's going for more wins, so he has every right to do that. So that's why when
Yeah.
Chris said that in the moment, I'm like, okay, but like he wants another sticker. Tyler wants another sticker, Chris.
Yeah.
You know?
But this would have been Chris's second sticker if he would have won Kansas too. But again,
Yeah.
I know what you're probably going to say that that's not Tyler's problem, but
That's what I
I
said in the
really get it.
moment.
I
I'm like,
really
how
get
is
it.
that Tyler's problem, Chris? But Chris has every right to be pissed. And he's not
Yeah.
wrong about what he was saying either. I mean, let me say that before the middle schoolers get me. Another
Yeah.
bad take from Dreamy Zack.
Well, this was a fantastic race. I really liked it. Another moment that happened here was the Ryan Blaney, William Byron, Martin Truex Jr. 3 wide incident. Blaney got really mad at Byron and he drove up the track and was like he was going to hit him, but he just drove up there and then he turned back down the track.
He said, I'm gonna save it for later. That was funny. I'm gonna
Yeah.
save it for later. William Byron sucks. When he
Yeah?
actually has to race people, he falls apart. Last week at Kansas, when you can actually pass people, he finishes like 23rd.
He was irrelevant. Yeah.
Oh my God. And now he's actually trying to race people on a restart and he causes a wreck. I don't know, y'all. This is y'all's
Oh,
man. That's crazy. You know why he's so good in the next gen era? Because you can't pass. That's crazy.
Mm.
He was racing on a computer. Bro basically races like a computer. This checks
Yeah.
out. I'm just
Oh,
saying.
man.
And he's racing like an AI. I'm just saying. I am a William Byron hater. I'm official. I don't like this kid.
For me, I didn't think this was that egregious. Like, yeah, it was an accident and it's on Byron, but this was just kind of a racing incident.
I
Like,
mean,
it's a thing that can happen at Darlington because it's
well,
such a
again,
narrow track.
it
And it's on a
goes
restart.
it goes back to the next gen car thing. It's like you have to make moves on the restart. And
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, it's
Yeah.
Darlington. That is sketchy. In turns 1 and
Mhm.
2, it is so sketchy. Which is why it's like, okay, why are you making it 3 wide? I don't know. I didn't hear what Denny said about it yet. I didn't finish the episode, but I don't know. At the end of the day, he took Truex and he took Blaney out of contention,
Yeah.
and it's his fault. So
Yeah.
yes, maybe Truex could have backed out. That probably would have been the smarter play. I mean, he did kind of get
Yeah.
position on him.
Yeah.
But sucks for Blaney. He's been on he hasn't been on a hot streak. He hasn't gotten a top 5 since Martinsville. So he needs
Yeah.
to
He was the points leader at one point this season.
He
So
was, wasn't he? Like really early, yeah. But
yeah.
you know, he's still
Well,
the
and
highest scored in points.
this was throwback weekend. If you want to hear our thoughts on all the throwback schemes from this weekend, we did a video with Davin drive through. So much fun. There are 3 paint scheme videos on the YouTube channel. This is the latest one. That was a lot of fun. Just chatting about paint schemes.
I like
So
the little
check that out.
things they did with Terry. Texas Terry
Yeah.
yesterday. Terry Labonte, him in the fire suit. That was cool. Him in the
Yeah.
booth was like a little. It kind of checked me out of stage 2, not gonna lie. I hate when they do that for the Darlington races. They just have someone stupid in the booth and
Terry
you know.
ain't stupid.
Yeah, I enjoyed Terry being in the booth.
Mhm.
Because to be fair, the race was kind of slow at that point. Like it was the beginning of the
Yeah.
run. Everyone's tires were fresh, but I don't know. It's not a perfect formula.
You're
But
basically saying that he didn't really say a lot in the booth, and they kept bringing him back in.
it was yeah. Which again, it wasn't that bad. I'm not like really complaining about it because I would rather have it than not have it, to be honest. So, but yeah, NASCAR Darlington, Goodyear 400.
Good.
Pretty good race. Again, I've seen better Darlington races. I like the tire wear, except in stage 2, we didn't get our strategy race. So
Yeah.
we kind of got our strategy race ruined in stage 3 too, didn't we?
The last 30 laps, though, made up for the lackluster stage 2.
That's true. Yeah,
It's
I
like
don't know. People need
I
to see to
wouldn't
stop
I wouldn't
wrecking.
take that back. It was great.
I love how I said Kyle Busch was going to bring out the last caution, and then Kyle Larson did it. I'm like, oh, not
The
my
universe
driver.
kinda gagged you there, gotta
They
admit.
I did. Oh my god! Speaking of gagged, the
Oof.
entire IndyCar field
Like, when are they
completely.
gonna learn? When's the
They,
IndyCar field gonna learn?
they are gagged right now because Alexander Palou has arrived to Indianapolis in the month of May. Wins the
Yep.
pole, wins the race. Um, yeah,
Yeah.
nothing much to say. Well, Alex, you're gonna have to carry me through this. So I was celebrating Mother's Day on Saturday because we
You
didn't
are
want to
being
go
a
anywhere
good
Sunday.
son. You are being a
Yes,
good son.
on the
Yes.
wrong day of the weekend, but whatever. So I was kind of watching it on my phone, so I'm definitely
Yeah.
missing context with this race. So Alex is
You
going
were
to carry me through this segment.
Zach, you were a little confused, but you had the spirit. It was the wrong day,
Yeah,
but you still
I'll tell you what, I
celebrated.
got something to say about Santino. Whenever we get to
Ooh.
him, I got something to say.
Well, so Alex Palou won again. Everyone's surprised.
Well, first time this
And
year though.
yeah,
Yeah.
well, I get thermal happened, but that's not really a race. That was a thing.
What?
But
What's thermal? I don't know what you're talking about. Huh?
Christian Lundgaard actually led the first little bit of the race. Lundgaard actually got
Yeah,
ahead of Palou at the start of the race, and I
he's
was
so
pretty
good at this
impressed by
track.
that. He is. He made his debut here back in
He
21.
was like top 5. Like it's crazy.
Yeah, he RLL. They also had a really good run with Ray Hall and the last Indy GP race. So back to back good runs there for that team. Really strong. And Will Power, by the way, I want to mention this. Finished a second without his strategist Rzuski. And Joseph Newgarden is without Tim Cindric because Penske, they put some people on probation or whatever, not probation, but they suspended a couple of members because of the whole penalty
Like
situation.
Team Penske did, not the series. Team Penske
Team
did
Penske.
because
Yeah.
why? To like
The I get it. I think it's to make a statement saying that Roger Penske doesn't agree with what his team did, and he's a series owner. It's whatever. Whatever.
just move
Um,
on.
but
What?
anyway, I know they had to wait a whole week to put it back in the news. That kind of annoyed me. It's like, why didn't you make this decision like the day of?
As
But
soon as it
whatever.
happened, right?
Anyway, Will
But
Power finished
Joseph,
second. Will Power finished second without his strategist. He had a different person. He had an engineer he's had for a very long time as a
yeah.
strategist. Joseph Newgarden was awful and finished 17th without Tim Cindric.
Oh my
If you
god.
have Joseph Newgarden, if you're betting on him for the 500, I get your money back.
It doesn't even matter that it's an oval, it's a completely different race. He's not there.
No.
And we saw
I
that
hate
a
to
little bit
say
at
it.
Barber. He's not there.
I
He's
last year
gone.
was magical. I don't think I don't think he's winning the championship this year. Like you remember the last couple of years, I'm like Zach, come on the boat. Joseph's gonna. No, I'm off the boat. The boat's gone.
No, because
It,
listen,
mm-mm.
he was so back after at St. Pete, and
Yep.
yes, whatever. He had a little bit extra push to pat or whatever. I don't think that's why. I don't think that's why he
No,
won St. Pete or why he was really good at St. Pete.
he was so good.
I
We
mean,
hadn't seen
Penske
him be
is
that good on the road and street course in forever,
Penske has
just
picked it up
mentally.
this year, right? And I mean, he was running good at Long Beach too, right? So, but since this penalty thing, he is checked out mentally, or at
Yeah,
least he's trying not to be checked out, right? But I mean, we looked at Sean Rona. I don't know if that's what I said his name right, but Sean Rona, he posted like average lap times from the Indy GP, and Newgarden is literally third from last
he's like
on the
with
average lap times,
Stingray Rob and
and
Jack
Harvey
Harvey.
and Blomquist, whatever.
And
But
and by the way, the highlight reel for Joseph Newgarden at Indy GP was when he nearly crashed with Jack Harvey. He was racing for last with Jack Harvey
like,
on the Indy road course.
why is he
Like
back there? Apparently, I
this,
heard he was like struggling on the blacks a little bit. That might have been from David Land where I heard that. But like, bro,
yeah, like he
what
was
are you?
up in he was like fifth or something early, and then he just dropped like a
He
rock
qualified
throughout the whole
fourth.
race.
He
Yeah.
qualified fourth. So like,
So
what the heck?
so for me, I don't think this has to do with the whole push to pass thing. Like he didn't lose an advantage. He's just mentally not there. He was mentally there at St. Pete, and I think he was still there at Long Beach. I don't think he knew of the penalty that was coming yet.
Yeah,
And they took it away at Long Beach, mind you. And now here, he's just checked out. He was crying when he did his, press conference and everything. He's not there. I'm hoping maybe Indy he can turn
Mm,
things around for his sake, but
I'm not sure. I don't know what. Maybe. I mean, he's going to have a lot of time to be in the car at least. That might help
yeah,
him. And there's obviously, the focus certainly is going to shift away from that because it's the Indy 500, right?
yeah. But as the reigning Indy 500 winner, you're doing a lot of media. I mean, he was at the Kentucky Derby with
It's like
NBC.
he wants everyone to forget about him,
Yeah, but
but
he's like
he's
the
the
center of attention.
yeah. Ugh.
But I'm maybe in his perspective, he's hoping maybe Kyle Larson will take all the attention off of me coming
He
into
needs Kyle
Indy.
Larson to like do some crazy stuff. He needs Kyle Larson to be doing flips on it this weekend. Like
Yeah.
he needs something. Oh my
Yeah,
god.
it hurts to watch. I think Joseph will come recover from this eventually, like we saw it last year and started this year, but
Or
it went away. But
he'll get bumped and not have to. He won't even
that
have to worry about the Indy 500. He'll just get bumped.
that'd be an insane story.
I feel like that'd be bigger than Alonso missing it.
Yeah, I would say so.
That'd be huge. I kind of want to see it.
Like in terms of like the national scale, I'd say so. Yeah.
That'd be juicy. I love seeing like when Graham Rahal missed the 500. I was like, ooh, juicy. There we go. We'll talk about bump day later. I'm just, oh,
Yeah. But yeah, that's
um,
something to keep watching. But yeah, I think it's notable. And by the way, Scott McLaughlin has like 0 points, and he's like already up like the 7th in points. Joseph is
yeah,
17th or so in points.
he
Like
is.
it's
Yeah,
not good.
17th. Yeah,
Ain't good.
91 back. Yeah, yikes.
Yeah. Anyway, Colton Herta had a solid day at Indianapolis Road
Back
Course.
in the Slag era.
He started, I think, last because in qualifying they didn't give him enough fuel, so he ran out of fuel in qualifying. Which like classic Andretti
Girl,
moment.
what? What do you mean you put enough fuel in it? What? What?
He ran out. I don't know.
That's like.
Uh,
That's funny. That's funny as heck.
Yeah. So it's a flop of the week, whoever did that at Andretti. I
Yeah.
think that's just funny. But he recovered. Colton Herta recovered. When I saw he was starting last, I'm like, oh, he's going to crash early. He's going to finish like 24th, whatever. But he actually recovered. He got a top 10. And shout out Colton Herta. Like, I think that's very impressive. He didn't crash. He didn't overdrive. You haven't seen him do that a lot, honestly, without crashing. So good for him.
I feel like Colton Herta is such a big winner from the Penske penalties to the 2 and the 3 car, and as well as, the 8 car of Ganassi losing a veteran driver, I guess, and having a rookie. But also he's taking advantage of it because he is running better. Like he's 3rd in points. I would say he's still very much in the championship conversation, right?
Yeah.
Is just up if he can keep up with Pelot. But
Yeah.
I mean, yeah,
And
like very impressive start to the year.
by the way, early in the race, he got bumped off the track by his teammate, Marcus Ericsson.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
And it's just like, no matter who's in the 28, they're gonna knock you out of the way, I guess.
Erickson got a penalty for that, right?
He did. He did.
Hmm.
And someone who didn't get
Interesting.
a penalty, Zack, was
Is this
Santino Ferrucci.
dumbass who
Yeah,
shouldn't be in a car? Well, that's a little harsh, but
that's a bit harsh, but yeah.
yeah, no,
Go on.
I wasn't being serious. He's him and Roman Grosjean are beefing in the warm up, which like, why?
They
Like,
got nothing better to do, I
I
guess. I
feel like
don't.
I work with kids, right? And I'm like, this is like, this is like kids arguing over something that's stupid, over something that
Yeah.
doesn't matter. It's just like, and then the way Santino's going to race him is just completely shove him off the track. Not even going to give him a chance.
Like
Like
super early in the race,
I
too.
get making a little bit of contact or something, but like shoving him completely off the track is just a dirty move. And I don't get him not getting a penalty for that when Marcus Ericsson
Mhm.
did the same thing to his teammate.
This absolutely should have been a penalty.
The only thing possibly that may be considered into not giving him a penalty is that Santino slowed himself down when he did that. And Santino got passed by like 2 or 3 cars on the next straightaway.
Yeah.
Maybe that's why they didn't give him a penalty. But I don't know. The whole narrative around Santino's always been really weird. And normally
Yeah.
I don't buy into it that much, but this year I'm buying into that it's weird. I don't know. And you can't race like that, dude. That's an F1 move that they keep doing. Except in F1, it makes a little bit more sense because the cars are way too big and they race on Mickey Mouse circuits. Like there was,
Mhm.
did you see that Twitter clip of like I believe it was Carlos Sainz and Oscar Piastri, and like I think Piastri shoved him off the track, shoved Sainz off the track or something, and everyone
Mm.
on Twitter was debating: is this racing? Is this not racing? Is this hard racing? And I'm always of the opinion, shoving someone off the track, it's like putting someone in the wall.
Yeah.
Like you can't do that.
Yeah, I
Either
didn't see
Reddick,
the clip. I didn't see the clip you're talking about, but, like, I feel like if you're gonna push someone off the track, that should be warrant a penalty, you know?
yeah,
Uh,
because
I like that
it was obvious.
I like that IndyCar is very lenient with penalties and contact and everything. They let them hit each other and everything, but what Santino did and what Ericsson did, quite frankly, is just a bit too much. I
But
don't think
what
Ericsson was intentional, but Santino was
Yeah, but he
intentional.
gets the penalty. There was
Yeah.
another penalty too, I forgot, but ugh, I don't know. I Santino, but now he's gonna have a really good run at the Indy 500, and he's gonna be this hero.
Yeah. I don't
I don't know.
understand.
I'm not
But,
even that. I'm not even trying to hate on him. I'm just like kind of
yeah,
whatever.
he gets overhyped a lot, and I don't understand why, but
Yeah.
alas. Now, something else to talk about here is that this race, in my opinion, wasn't the greatest, but that's okay.
To be honest, a lot of Indy GP races aren't.
Yeah.
Most of the time, the really good races that we remember about the Indy GP are the ones that had rain, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, they get. I mean, the track is pretty easy. They've raced there a lot because they were going there twice a year. So I feel like their notebooks are very saturated, with
Mhm.
Indy GP notes. Like they know how to get these cars, around that circuit. And something that I've been hearing chatter about that I feel like more people need to talk about is like the Firestone tires this year are like harder compounds, and it's making the racing worse because they have to drive more. It's kind of backwards because they have to drive more conservative. And at first, I'm like, that don't make no sense. If the tires are more, wouldn't they be able to go all out or something? If the tires aren't going to give, but it's because now they make longer runs on the tires, so they have to save fuel. That's what was kind of happening at other races, but because what Kyle Kirkwood said something after Long Beach in an article, and David Land was talking to drivers this weekend about
Mhm.
this more conservative style of racing and how's that's affecting. And what we kind of forget is that the hybrids are coming,
Well, they were
and
supposed to be here already.
yes,
And I
yes,
read the article that you're referring to, but with Cal Kirkwood. It was by motorsport.com's Joey Barnes. So Firestone, they designed the current tires for the heavier hybrid cars,
right.
and we're running them right now on the non-hybrid cars. And they're gonna debut apparently after the Indy 500. Haven't heard anything about that. I'm assuming. I don't know. But he was interviewed. Barnes interviewed Cal Kirkwood, and Kirkwood basically said that the new tire isn't degrading as much, and it's more durable, which makes it pretty much harder to pass because the car is so durable, everyone's more equal. Which sounds very similar to
To the
NASCAR.
NASCAR problem, yeah, that's why I
Yeah.
kind of wanted to bring it up because it seems like a very relevant thing. And I know Elton Sorer was on the Dale Jr. Download this week talking about the next gen platform and everything, and because they designed that car for the future, like when there's hybrid components in it, and I'm like, were they cooking? Are
Hmm.
like is the next gen car? It just made me connect the dots because I'm like, wait, so is the next gen car like going to be really good when it's heavier and there's hybrid components? Like, did they think ahead on this? I don't know, it was just a little. I just wanted to bring it up because it made me think. And this hybrid story in IndyCar again, if it's coming after the Indy 500, well, that's literally the week after the Indy 500 at
Yeah.
Detroit. That's true. So that's we also is that going to run on ovals at all? I I
I have no idea.
because I don't know if that's possible. So
I don't know.
I'm
Don't
gay.
ask us. We're gay.
Oh god. Um but I think the racing this year, I mean, Barbara was really entertaining. So I don't know if I've noticed a major difference.
Yeah.
I feel like I
I don't
noticed a
think
difference at St. Pete,
it's
but
been more of a subtle difference, I'd say. Yeah.
yeah.
But
But
hopefully when they get the hybrids in, the tire will be better. Because like I feel like I would trust a driver, especially like Kyle Kirkwood, in saying like, yeah, it's not degrading as much, and it's more durable. Like, I would trust a
yeah.
driver when they're saying that.
Yeah,
Well,
true.
now let's talk about briefly. Indy 500 qualifying. We're going to talk about our pole predictions
The
and bump predictions at the end of the episode.
man, the greatest qualifying in all of motorsports.
I'm excited.
When you have an entire weekend for your qualifying session, you know it's a big deal.
Yep.
God, a whole week of practice leading up to, man, I'm just so cool. I love how in NASCAR we're like, man, an hour of practice? Do we really need an hour of practice? And IndyCar's like 6 days of 6-hour practices.
Hell yeah.
I love it. It's great. Oh, this is
And it's
good.
so fun. It's
It's
so,
so
so
fun.
much
It's the
fun.
month of May. David
So,
Land
yeah.
wants them to start running the oval a week earlier, I think. Like, I love it.
Yeah.
I love it here. This is good.
Man, it's going to really hit that that's like happening like really,
Cars on
really
track
soon.
tomorrow.
And like you and I are going to be there. Like, we're going to be like, oh my gosh, like they're practicing for the race we're going to be at. Like, oh my God, crazy.
It's real. Kyle Larson's gonna. Because I'm so curious on what Kyle Larson's pace is gonna be, and like this week I get to find out.
Remember, Zach, at the test session they did, who was first and second in that session? It was Joseph Newgarden and Kyle Larson.
And Kyle's not having a mental breakdown, so one's actually the points leader in his series. So
yeah,
God,
the other is 17th. Wait, 17th.
What?
Zach. Hold on.
The numbers.
Oh my God.
The numbers. That's the first. That's the second 17 sighting this month.
And it's Joseph. That's crazy.
Oh my God.
Whoa. Okay. Don't have a heart attack. It's too early.
Oh my God.
Wow. Okay.
I looked at the clock earlier. My friend, I was playing a game
Yeah.
at work today, and the time was 3:17, and I'm like, I just remembered because she was trying to show me something on her phone. I'm like, oh my
Yeah.
God. Anyways, 17.
Wow.
Project 17.
Yep. Well, all the practices are going to be on Peacock. Qualifying and stuff will be on Peacock too. But I believe the top 12 and the Fast 6 and Bump Day will all be on NBC and Peacock.
Yeah.
So look forward to that. I'm looking forward to it. All right. Now let's get into the tea.
Oh, girl, y'all gonna have to get in close for this one because
Yeah.
we have a lot of tea to talk about. Most importantly, project the month of gay is getting kicked off with Alex Palou in the DHL Pride livery. We weren't sure if it was going to come back this year, but DHL, they're very committed to the Pride, the whole Pride thing. They do it every year. It's a big part of their branding, and not only is it coming back, but there's more rainbows on it. I should pull up a picture, actually. Let me pull up a picture.
Like, I think it's a huge deal that the most, how do I want to say this? The most talented driver in IndyCar right now, like the best driver in IndyCar, the reigning champion, and I would say the favorite for the Indianapolis 500,
He's
is
the
going
best
to be
driver in
having a
IndyCar.
Pride livery in the Indy 500, and I'm assuming all of June, like they have the past couple of years.
God, why can't I find a picture of it? This is homophobic.
Like, that is so cool. If you can't find it, it's okay.
Oh my God! Wait, this is better than I thought. Dude,
did you find a picture?
I did. Wait, well, it's like a bunch of pictures. Hold on, share screen. Look at like this little rainbow gradient they have on the right side.
Yes.
This is hot. Horrible picture, I know, because you can't see the whole car in one shot, but like, this looks great. He could actually win too. Like, that's the thing.
He probably should have won last year if the Venus VK thing doesn't happen. But like, guys, we're going to be represented on the biggest, I would say the most talented name in IndyCar right now, the reigning champion, 2-time champion, favorite for the Indy 500, has going to have a gay pride flag.
It's a big deal.
That's so special.
That's so cool.
If he wins, like, I'll probably get emotional. I don't know if I'll be like scream crying like I was
ain't
for
getting
Joseph,
emotional over no Alex Palou.
The gay
this
car?
This is homophobic. This is them. This is propaganda to make us like Alex Palou.
Oh, brother.
It's not going to work. It's not going to work. You'll never make me root for that man.
I would tolerate it. Well, another IndyCar T thing. That'd be very cool, the Pride livery. Another IndyCar thing. Callum Isla. I've been saying this on the pod for a while. He'll be driving the number 6 car.
I think
the
many people have been saying this.
David Malukas thing. I know. People are still like, Tony Kanaan's gonna do it. No, they're gonna get someone else. Like, no, it's not
TK,
my lot.
I sent you that thing last week. Well, TK, he's the reserve driver for Larson. I forgot, right?
And
In
Tony's
case
made it sound like he would start and park it if Larson can't do it.
what the heck do you mean?
He has said that.
No,
Yes, he
why?
has.
Why would he start and park it?
He's
That's lame.
retired.
No, well, obviously he's not.
Oh my gosh.
If he's going to
Anyway,
be a reserve driver,
no.
then drive the car.
Yeah, back to the garage.
Shut up. You're not funny. You're
So
disrespecting Tony. He's
I love
disrespecting
Tony
himself.
Kanaan. He himself has said he is done.
That's so lame. He better not. Nah, I don't want him any. He can go ahead and catch a flight back home. We don't need him.
He's training Kyle Larson. He ain't
Dude,
going
if it
home.
rains, oh my god, I'm gonna have a mental breakdown if it rains and Kyle has to go back to the higher priority NASCAR race.
Oh, jeez.
I'm gonna have a mental breakdown.
So Callum Ilott will be in the 6 for the Indy 500. We already knew this. Teo Porcher, this is new, will do every other race, including the ovals like Iowa, Gateway, Nashville.
The
Teo
baby
Porcher.
ovals. The baby ovals. That's fine. I get that.
Yeah. So that's really cool. He did a test at Gateway, and I guess it went well. So he'll be in the 6 for every other race.
How do you feel about his nickname, Teddy Pork Chops?
I don't have an opinion. I don't know.
It feels like one of those things that NBC
oh my god
makes into a thing when it's not a thing.
Did you see Alex
The fried
Pillow
chicken thing?
look confused? They brought that up. I think whoever was doing the Victory Lane interview brought it up, and he's like, "What?
That's cringe.
What are you talking about?"
No. Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Like
that's
they
cringe.
really. That's one of my biggest problems. NBC. They really try driving home these like
the tasty
things.
twos and the thirsty
can't stand
threes.
that.
Like sometimes I just want to smack Townsend Bell.
To be
Sometimes he just
fair,
needs to shut up.
the thirsty threes is something that Scott McLaughlin actually calls his team, but tasty twos,
No,
that's
he
just
doesn't.
made up.
No, he doesn't.
Scott does. Scott,
no, he doesn't. You're on here lying. There's no
I'm
way
not lying.
he actually
Look,
says.
Look at
No,
go to
wait.
Scott McLaughlin's Twitter, and
I do
he says it all
remember
the
that.
time.
But the
He says
tasty
it all the
twos,
time.
yes.
That's made up. I've never heard Joseph say that.
The twisted 12s. I like the twisted 12s. I made that one up. That's pretty good.
Well, something that got made up today, Zach, by Denny Hamlin became official because NASCAR, they're going to have $1 million tournament next year during the TNT races.
Very excited to talk about this because I think this is a really cool idea that only has like one little problem, and I'll get to that one little problem in a minute.
Well, let's go over it.
Yes.
So first thing first is that the last 3 Amazon races next year are going to set the bracket based on finishing position, and so Bob Pockrass tweeted this whole thing about it. The bracket is set by best finish in each race over the 3 previous races, which are on Amazon.
And that's race like 15, 16, and 17. So like June, I guess.
Yeah. Tiebreakers are determined by next best finish, followed by season points position.
Oh, so it is
overall
best
prize.
Finishes. Okay, I get that.
Overall prize is $1 million.
Huh.
And the graphic makes it seem like it's an Amazon and TNT thing. So last 3 Amazon gets to talk about it, and then 5 of TNT. All 5 of TNTs will talk about it.
You know what I don't get? Why
and
don't
Bob Pockrass also says the opening race for this could be Atlanta.
Why don't
so that
they
means
just
Atlanta's
seed it
moving
off
one
points? They should do what Denny does and just seed it off points. Why do like all that random? Because if it's just seeding, like I want the best guy seated first and the worst guy seated 30. Why do you got to do the best finishes in these 3 races? And then there's all these. That's too complicated. They need to fix that. That wasn't my one problem, but now I have
another
problems.
problem.
I have 2 problems now. Let's see how many more we can find. I'm so negative.
Okay, what is it?
Oh, you ready? Oh, I think. Well, let me talk about the positives. The things I love about this is that the NASCAR regular season has kind of needed something like this. Like, remember a few weeks ago when, like, God, we had all these short tracks and just NASCAR felt like it was dragging a little bit. I think this is something to kind of, give a little bit more energy into the schedule. And these races, I would kind of be around like the Gateway, Sonoma, maybe New Hampshire part of the schedule, right?
Pocono,
so that's
maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pocono, Iowa, if Iowa's not good, whatever. So this is going to make it really hype. I think it's cool. I like how it's going to be TNT's thing.
I like that.
As
Yeah.
a kid, I used to imagine like TNT having a little summer games thing where they had like competitions each week. So it's kind of see this idea is kind of like coming back or coming to life.
Yeah.
So it'll be cool for the TV network to get to cover that kind of independently, like on their own.
Yeah.
The only thing I don't really like is that I don't know if that's a good time in the season for it
Mm.
because it's because what that's gonna happen in races like 19 from like 10 races to go in the playoffs to like 5 races to go in the playoffs, right?
Yeah.
That's kind of when the narrative starts shifting to the cutoff line, you
Yeah.
know?
But I think they're kind of shifting that to be the 4 races NBC will have before the playoffs. So then
Yeah,
you're not talking about 16 for all of July. Now it's just August. So maybe it's a little better. I
that's
don't mind
true
it.
because at that point, and they'll still probably talk about it a little bit because at the
Yeah.
time when, as the closer they get to the playoffs, the less people that are in the bracket. So it's going to be harder to talk about those people. So I guess it's
Yeah.
fine. I was just thinking, though, I feel like the perfect time of year for that would be like the second half of the Fox schedule.
Yeah.
Not saying I want Fox to cover this because they would
No.
ruin it. They wouldn't cover
No.
it right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I I thought when this was first announced, I thought it would have been right after the Coke 600 to be all of June
That's what some people thought.
to
Yeah.
be the Amazon part. But I get why it's on TNT because they do NBA, and I guess the NBA did something like this, and it was a pretty big hit actually. And they
Oh, I
actually
think
had a
this will
bit of
be a
a
hit.
they had a big rating spike as well on TNT with this. So I actually get it. They probably
Yeah.
sold this to TNT, and TNT's like, oh yeah,
It's
definitely.
during the
So yeah, I like it.
summer, $1 million incentive. I don't know if that's whatever. It would have been
Hmm.
almost cool if they was like, "Hey, I'll slide you some playoff points if you win this." Maybe that's too much. That's probably too much, right? I don't
Yeah.
know. It's just a playoff point.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like
That's
the prize money's a bit low. They're already all millionaires for the most part. I feel
yeah.
like 3 million would be a bit. That's what Denny's was. Pitch, right? Was 3 million or 5 million. That'd be a
Yeah.
bit better. And
That's the
also,
as
let's
fans, it's hard for us to care cuz like I don't care if my
yeah.
driver gets paid, you know?
Since we have this, can we get rid of the All-Star race? I don't care about the All-Star
I
race. This
was
is so
just
much
saying,
better.
tweeted, "This is better than the All-Star race." Like
Yeah.
this is so cool. I mean, I there's probably still a place for the All-Star race with this, but
Mhm.
you have a point.
Yeah.
I'm excited. I think this is going to
Yeah.
be a great story. It's just again, the regular season it gets a little
It'll be
bit
fun.
draggy. It's going to make it more exciting. So,
Yeah, and it's
be
in
cool.
that point of the season where we're gonna be kind of bored.
That's
A
true.
lot
It
of
does
a
kind
lot of
of
people are gonna tune out, so it might bring people to stay in. Or potentially, if TNT advertises it really well, they might bring in new people.
I still feel like though the springtime's the better part to run that because it's when like,
Yeah,
the honeymoon's kind of over with the new
yeah,
season. So, but
yeah.
we'll see.
Well, and
I'm
these,
excited.
as we said,
W
3
move
races on Amazon are going to set this up, and then 5 will be on TNT. Dale Earnhardt Jr. is going to be in the booth for all of it.
confirmed. Yeah.
But confirmed, Dale Jr. will be in the booth for both Amazon and TNT, and I'm starting to think they're going to share the entire same crew.
That's
I, I'm
yeah. I'm
I'm
pretty
starting
sure
to
that's
think
what's going
that.
to happen. I think that's what's
Uh,
going to happen, yeah. Um
that's not confirmed. That's my assumption. I could be wrong.
I'm
But
pretty
just
sure
based on
that's
how they announced this today, they had both of their logos up there
yeah. No,
and
then that
everything.
I would bet on it then. Yeah. And God, I got a really popular tweet as I always do this week. I was like the dream booth would be Alan Beswick plus Dale Jr. plus blank. And I had a lot of great answers. Some people said Chad Canal. Someone said Cole Pern. Someone said like Steve Letarte, but I kind of don't want Steve to leave NBC.
Yeah.
So curious
I
to
think I
see.
think I said Steve Letarte, but then
Oh
I
yeah,
but I was in hindsight, it's like, yeah, he's kind of the best at NBC now that Dale left.
yeah.
So,
God, I just hope they get Alan Beswick.
yeah.
Please, God.
I feel like if they don't, I don't know who they would get unless they poach from someone else. Like,
That's
he's like
true.
the
Because
best one available.
what other motorsports American? Because like they had Marty Reed and stuff, but where did Marty Reed like come from? Didn't he always do motorsports? Kind of. I think he did.
I think so. I
So
don't
it's
know
like
for sure.
it would have to be someone from with a motorsports background. I don't think they're
Yeah.
gonna get someone random. I don't know.
Yeah. Like, unless it's Rick Allen, but I think Rick Allen's doing the CW. I I
Yeah, go because then
I don't
even then
know.
the CW is gonna need somebody too, and who do you get?
Yeah.
So
I think just I only say that because Rick Allen's staying on Xfinity with NBC after he gets replaced by Lee Diffie after
dude, they're
the
gonna get
Olympics.
Dave Burns. I see it. They're gonna get Dave Burns, and I'm gonna be like,
I would not hate that. Low
I wouldn't
key,
hate it. I just think it'd
I
be
think there's
missed
better
potential.
choices. There's
It'd be
better
missed
choices.
potential.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah,
I agree. That'll be something to follow. I think we're gonna end up finding out the booth and everything here in a couple of months.
soon.
Like
Yeah,
there's info coming out from TNT Amazon, like feels like at least once a month right now.
yeah, because you gotta start making those contracts in place and stuff or
Yeah.
whatever. I don't
And
know.
as this TV contract comes to an end, as we look
Yeah,
forward, Fox is ending something as part of this TV contract. They are ending NASCAR Race Hub.
God.
Their last show will be on June 11th, which is basically right after Sonoma,
Yeah,
right?
right after Fox coverage. Oh,
Yeah,
it
that
just.
stings.
I was thinking about it today, and I didn't initially think about this, but like, the glory days of the Speed Channel, right?
Hmm.
Well, I feel like NASCAR Race Hub was literally the last kind of artifact of those days. A
Yep.
daily show about NASCAR.
Yep.
It's just kind of sad. Whether,
It is.
Alex, did you watch Race Hub?
I haven't watched that in about a decade.
I have not watched it on a weeknight. Yeah, I mean, I couldn't tell you the last time.
Like,
So it's
I
hard for me to
think,
be like, I wish it wasn't going away. Girl, you weren't watching
like, it's sad,
it.
but yeah. But I stopped really watching it a lot when Speed went to FS1. And
I
I
still watch it a
watched it a
little bit,
little
yeah.
bit, but the vibes were so different. They changed it so much, and Steve Burns had just passed away at that point.
I didn't like the
And
vibes of like when they got the
yeah,
new studio. It didn't feel the same because they're just
yeah.
standing there talking. I
It's a
don't
giant
know.
green screen.
Yeah.
Um, but like the peak for me, and you'll agree with me. I mean, we've talked about this before. When Jimmy Spencer was on every Tuesday, Thursday, it just felt cozy. It's like you were just hanging out with some friends,
And it was
watching and talking
funny.
about the news.
It was
Yeah.
like a legit way to like engage in NASCAR content. Now, I feel like today podcasts. Kevin Harvick has a podcast, Denny Hamlin, The Teardown, Dale Jr. There's so
Us.
many us, duh.
Yeah. Well, and even beyond podcasts, I mean, look at
YouTube,
YouTube.
Eric
You have
Estep.
Taylor Kitchen, you have Eric Estep, you have a whole
Yeah.
bunch of other people covering it
We just
all the time.
consume this media differently, and
And
it's not just a
even
NASCAR thing
and
either. Like
even
that's just how it
besides
is.
even besides those, you can just get all your info on Twitter or just social media in general.
Yeah.
So
Like
I get it, but it doesn't make Fox look great that they're ending it
and Race Hub still had cool
mid-season
things.
too. Yeah.
Yeah. They unveiled the Terry Labonte throwback there. They have a
Hmm.
lot of drivers that come on as co-hosts
Yeah.
or interviews or
Well, it
whatever.
was a great way to showcase driver personalities, especially on older
Yes.
Race Hub. It because it was just such a laid back show. It's a shame. It's a loss for NASCAR and all the people that were
Yeah.
working on it. They're gonna get hopefully they'll get somewhere else in the industry. I mean, CW, TNT, Amazon, they're looking for people, I'm sure, right
Yeah.
now. So
There's a lot of
uh,
daily sports shows that kind of I mean apparently it's a trend that it's on the way out, which it makes sense. We just consume
yeah,
media differently. It's just again, I think the biggest thing for me is what I thought of today. That's the last artifact of Speed Channel. It's
yeah.
gone.
It's unfortunate.
And it's just God. You know what I want to come back? NASCAR trackside.
Loved it.
I
I
feel like
loved
what if they
trackside.
did that on like Saturday nights after the Xfinity race? That'd be
Oh,
kind of
that'd be
cool.
cool.
Be like a nice cozy
Hmm.
Saturday night.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Hmm. Well, we are getting toward an hour in the episode. We have a couple more tea things here.
You got a lot of tea
Um,
today.
Michael McDowell is going to Spire in the 71 car. Random. That's confirmed.
I care so much. Girl, you know what this makes me remind of? Reminds me of that TikTok where it's
Yeah.
like, girl, no one cares. It's not even a national holiday, like about St. Patrick's Day.
Yeah.
Ain't nobody care. It's like,
But like this
two
is
career
interesting
wins.
though.
Two
This
career
just
wins
came out of
moves to a
nowhere.
team with two career wins or one career win, I guess. So
This did just come out of nowhere though. Like, first it was reported that he was leaving Front Row Motorsports. It's like, okay, weird, you're announcing this in May. And then that afternoon, Spire says, yeah, we signed him. It's like, what? Okay.
Y'all should have let us speculate more. Y'all ain't no
Yeah.
fun.
Oh, we were having fun speculating. We were texting about it that whole day. Because we were like, oh,
Yeah.
what does this mean for Trackhouse and their charter? Zane Smith might be going to Trackhouse. What does it mean for SVG? What's it mean for the Front Row 34? Spire's like, actually, we signed him. It's like, oh,
Yeah.
okay.
I still feel like this plays a part into the whole,
It does, I think.
you know, if Stuart Haas is selling charters and
Mhm.
or their whole organization,
Yeah,
whatever.
Matt Weaver, our good friend Matt Weaver, put out
Oh,
an
Matt
article,
Weaver bombs, dude.
and he says, yeah, Stewart Haas Racing, they're selling charters, they're talking about it, and the whole organization might be up for sale. It's like, whoa, that happened the same day.
Whoa.
Crazy. So what does that mean? Like, several teams could be picking up charters, and I don't think we're going to know what happens until this charter agreement gets renewed. Because who's going to want to buy a charter? We don't even know if
Yeah,
we're actually going to have them.
right. That would be really stupid. Yeah,
Yeah.
but it's still though. I mean, if Zane Smith, if he goes to Trackhouse, they need another charter, right?
Well, and
And
is
then,
Zane Smith ready? Because like he's not really doing good right
well,
now, and I don't think it's necessarily his fault. It's a rookie season,
I mean,
but it's been a frustrating year for him.
I think I don't know. He's still got a lot of the season left to clean it up, at least.
Yeah,
Did he wreck? Oh yeah, he did spin yesterday. Jesus, yeah, you're right. He does suck, doesn't he? Is he last in points
probably.
like full time drivers? I don't.
Just imagine
He
if
is.
Ganassi
Oh,
put him in the 42 to replace Larson. That was a rumor before Trackhouse offered to buy Chip Ganassi Racing's NASCAR team.
Zane
That'd
Smith,
been
and
bad.
the thing about Zane Smith too is like he raced in the truck series mostly, right? Which
Hmm.
races a lot like the Cup cars. Like you look at Carson Hocevar, he's 24th in points, doing pretty good, right? Who raced in
Yeah.
the truck series, right? So it's not like a Harrison Burton thing where I think it's a mismatch of styles. It's just like, dude, you just suck.
Well, I think I wonder if he ain't like driving over driving or something.
Maybe.
Um, so another thing that came out, uh, Jordan Bianchi of the Athletic teased some 2025 potential, keyword potential schedule changes. He said Mexico City is likely to replace the spring Richmond race next year. It will not be the Clash, Mexico City, which
That's
okay.
fair.
Um, that'll be the
God,
first international points race for the Cup Series since I believe the 1950s.
that's crazy. Where were they in the 1950s? Jesus.
I don't know. I was listening to the teardown and Jordan said something like that.
Let me look it
Um,
up.
another thing, what
Actually,
will
let me
be the
look it up.
clash is Bowman Gray Stadium, which NASCAR just purchased the licensing or the
Girl.
rights of that track or something. That'll be the clash, which we've talked about before. I thought the clash was going to be like looking to the future, doing like stadiums, trying to attract new
Yeah, why are we
fans.
going to Bowman
And the
Gray?
All Star race was going to be the older
Yeah.
fan stuff like North Wilkesboro. But apparently, Bowman Gray Stadium is going to be the Clash. Which, by the way, ain't that going to be cold? That track's in North Carolina
I've
in
I've heard some people
February.
say that like who cares about the weather? The weather doesn't care. Other sports play in the cold. Fair enough.
Yeah, I
I don't know.
guess.
I ain't going.
I think the problem is that NASCAR can't really do the rain, but I guess at this track you can do the rain, actually. So, okay.
Well, honey, they're gonna be wrecking either way. It don't.
Yeah.
I don't know
Fair.
what they're thinking going here. I
Yeah,
don't know. I
I
don't
don't
know,
know.
bro. This is gonna
Um,
get stupid, and I'll be watching every second of it. I'll tell you what.
So that one's interesting. Then the last one is Phoenix will be the finale again next year, and Jordan said he can confirm that, which that's unfortunate. And then Homestead, Miami, the city is putting in an effort to
Well, they need to
get
put in
the
more effort.
finale in 2026. They're going to make like a proposal to
Hold up.
NASCAR, I guess.
Before
So,
we get to that whole thing, let's talk about Mexico City replacing
uh huh.
Richmond. And you asked me before the show how I feel about it, and I said I was going to give you the answer here. I don't
Oh, yeah, yeah,
really
yeah,
know how I feel about it because I'm like, am I sad? Not really, because Richmond's my home track. I go there
yeah.
a lot. At the same time, though, it kind of makes me feel because to be honest, I'm on the team of one race for a track every year. If every track on the schedule only had one date, I wouldn't be upset.
Mm.
With maybe the few exceptions would probably be Daytona, Talladega, Darlington, and maybe Martinsville if it was good. But I'm just thinking like, well, that's going to make the one Richmond race feel like a really big deal now to go there. Like this is the
Mhm.
only time this year I get to go there. Especially if they make it into like a whole weekend, Cup and Xfinity and trucks
All
all
3.
there. I think that would be cool. I don't think they've ever done that. So I don't know how I feel about it yet. I feel like I'm not gonna know until I get back to the track again, and I don't know.
Yeah.
It is what it is. But I saw it coming too,
Yeah.
and
This almost happened last year,
the racing at
so
Richmond, it sucks, and I know some people are gonna be like, we don't need another road course. We have too many road courses on the schedule because apparently 5 or 6 is too many.
I think
Girl,
it's fine. I
they're
don't
probably
really
going back to
care.
the Charlotte Oval next year anyways, so chill.
Probably, actually, yeah.
Just
Yeah.
chill. Like we don't have too many road courses, and like this is a big deal. We need to go international,
Yeah.
and yes, that means going to a road course. So sorry.
Yeah.
God, I hate when
Yep.
people complain about that.
No, I agree. Well, Zach, let's move into fantasy. And as
Oh
we mentioned
wait,
earlier,
girl, hold up. I know.
what?
Out Phoenix and Homestead. Why is Phoenix the finale next
Oh,
year?
because money.
Girl, ain't nobody asked NASCAR to put money in Phoenix when they did a few years ago. See, that's what I don't get. This is one of those things. Stop looking at me like that.
What? I'm just listening to you.
You're looking at me with some attitude, and I don't appreciate
I
it.
was ready to go to fantasy.
I know you're ready to go to fantasy, but listen, I hate
You should
when.
have said this when I mentioned Homestead.
No, I said we need to talk about Mexico City before we talk about this.
I know. I'm teasing. Go
You
ahead.
was trying to get through it way too fast because you think people are going to tune out at 1 hour. All the gay people are still here listening, right?
Well, yeah, all the straight people tuned out. We said we're
All
gay.
the
We don't know.
people,
So.
yeah, they tuned out when we said we're gay. No, but it's like those things with like, why can't they add more horsepower? Well, it costs too much money or blah, blah, blah. I don't care. As a fan, I do not care. You cannot have Phoenix as the finale. It sucks. I don't care that you put money into the track. Frankly, no one asked you to put money into that track. Yes, the city of Phoenix, blah, 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 blah. I still don't care.
Yeah.
Homestead was the finale for years. It's one of the best tracks on the schedule, especially right now. Put it back as the championship.
Yeah.
We need to go down to Florida and go to city council, and we need to make our case.
Oh, you and I? Like, I'll go
It's like
with you.
Legally Blonde, where we're like legally
Yeah.
gay. That's
Legally
what we are.
gay.
Legally gay.
Yeah. So, did you listen to the teardown? Did you
Yes, I
listen
did.
to? Okay. And Jordan was basically saying that NASCAR would want tracks to like make their own pitch to why they should host a finale there, and that's kind of what they're going for.
That's cool, like Super Bowl, right? Basically,
Yeah.
or like
Yeah.
Olympics,
But
which I think is kind of cool.
I like it. So it's just like Homestead had it for so long. Why do you want Homestead to do this? They've already proven that they can do it.
Yeah, and that lets dummies like
weird to
Phoenix
me.
with all that money be like, "Hey, can you send the championship to our awful racetrack?"
Like, girl, watch out! Texas is gonna be like, oh, we'll give you $10 billion to host a finale. It's like,
Girl, Kansas
be
City,
careful.
where are you? We can race
Yeah.
in the cold now, so like, where are you? Get that
Yeah.
money. Can't we just rotate it? If they're gonna let cities bid and stuff, then that means we should start rotating it, right? Since all of
Right.
these cities want to host the
Like,
championship,
let them
right?
do it like every 3 years or
You'll
something.
probably get more money too. Like NASCAR will get more money from that, right? So,
Yeah.
aren't you
Yeah.
glad I brought that topic back up? We just created a new
Yes.
excuse for them to rotate
Yeah.
the championship.
Yes,
don't
I
know.
am, Zach. Thank you so much.
If Homestead's not, we have to watch 2 more championship races in Phoenix.
Well, are you ready for fantasy now?
I'm gonna have a mental breakdown. Yes.
Okay.
We're making fantasy picks for. Oops, I did not mean to do that. So, we're making
Making
fantasy
me
picks
the
for
full
North.
show.
I know.
Yeah.
North Wilkesboro. By the quick, Darlington, our fantasy picks. I love I love our fantasy game.
Oh, me too. It's so much
the
fun.
greatest thing we do. The fact that we took each other, we tied on 5 picks last week. We picked the same 5 guys in a row, trying to get, our different picks.
Yeah.
And then we finally settle on our 6th picks, right? My 6th pick was Tyler Reddick. Your 6th picks was Chris Buescher. And then they still end up battling for the win.
Crazy.
It's always when we pick like the 3rd or 4th guys.
Yeah.
That those guys are the ones winning.
Like, what are the odds of that? Chris Buescher versus Tyler Reddick. Like, who would have predicted
random.
that?
They felt so
bizarre.
random last week. Oh my god.
And by the way, we had Jackson Todd on last week, and he picked Brad Keselowski to win.
He was.
So we picked 1, 2, 3.
So Jackson got it right. Wow. Yeah. Huh. Good job, Jackson. Good job.
Yeah.
That's impressive. Yeah. All right. I guess I should probably pull up the fantasy graphic. That is my job, isn't it?
That is your job.
Unfortunately.
All right. So no points are on the line here for NASCAR.
Mm-hmm.
I have a driver in mind.
I have one. I didn't really prep too much, but I still have some pretty good ones.
Well, I'm ready when you are, Zach.
I am also ready. So 3, 2, 1. I'm trying to pick Martin Truex Jr. And Alex is trying to pick Chase Elliott with a guitar.
You didn't put the graphic up for the video users.
What?
Video?
What? I didn't? Oh. Well.
Oops.
Well, we said it, so there it is.
Yeah. So Chase Elliott and Martin Truex. I almost went with Martin.
I feel like it's going to be a tire saving-ish race. Well, not really, I guess, because it's... Damn it, why did I pick him then? I kind of forgot that he repaved it. I'm like, wait, why the hell did I pick him? What the... I mean, Martin's been fast this year. I don't know.
Yeah.
I just feel like he's... I don't know. It doesn't matter.
I went with Chase because I don't think Kyle Larson's going to win. I think Kyle Larson's still going to be good.
He's going to be tired.
He's going to be a little sleepy. He's going to need a nap.
A little sleepy. He's going to need a nap.
He's going to need a nap
on that plane.
Oh, yeah. But yeah, I'm going with Chase Elliott. I think Kendrick's still going to be the team to be at North Wilkesboro.
I kind of wish I picked Denny. Can I switch my pick?
No.
But it's... Just kidding. It's fine.
No.
It doesn't matter.
I'll let you pick Denny if I can have the IndyCar point back.
No, absolutely a hell not. No. No. No, I'm good.
Okay.
Nah, I'm good. I feel like we need to do something for the All-Star race. Like, not like a point, but like, I don't know.
A sticker?
Yeah, a sticker. I'll give you a sticker.
Okay.
Or you'll give me a sticker. I don't know. Or maybe like, I don't know. You buy me an ice cream.
I mean, I plan to take you to an ice cream place when you're here.
Well,
so, I mean,
whoever. Okay, so let's say now.
That's the bet.
Whoever wins the All-Star race buys ice cream for both of us.
Bet.
Sure. Whatever.
Got you.
Okay.
Good. Are you gonna pull it up for IndyCar, Indy 500 qualifying?
I don't know why I put it away. To be honest with you, I'm not.
You are
not
a mess.
On my game. I call me Joseph Newgarden because I'm not locked in right now. Oh my god! All right.
Okay.
Let me get a picture of.
Are you gonna pull it up for the video?
Is it not pulled up? What do you mean?
No.
I thought it was.
There
okay.
You go.
It says because I kept saying replace screen sharing, and I thought that meant it went back up, but I guess not.
Okay.
Oh my god.
I'm looking out for you YouTube watchers. Like, look at this. This man forgot about y'all.
Oh my god. Wait, go back. I love this picture. Oh. I have a great picture. You ready?
Oh boy. Yeah, I'm ready.
All right. 3, 2, 1. I think Alex Palou will win the Daytona 500.
Daytona. Oh, okay. So I got Alex Palou for the Indy 500 pole, and you got Palou for the Daytona 500 pole. Cool. So I'll take Palou.
I love this picture of him in his little head sock. I don't know why.
Look at you, Rusty Wallace, calling this a Daytona 500.
You're right. Man, these cats are flat flying out here. I love Rusty Wallace. I need to listen to some more Rusty Wallace broadcasts. Man, these cats are flat flying out here.
For the record, if Palou does get the pole and then wins to 500, he'll join Simon Pagenaud as a driver to sweep the month of May. So I think
Because
that'd
Simon
be
Pagenaud won the
we'll start
pole for
running.
the Indy GP too, right?
That I don't know.
I
I don't
think
know
he
for
did.
sure.
I don't know.
But
To me, he still swept the month of May. I don't care. Who cares
all
if he
right.
won the Indy GP pole?
Do you got another pick?
I do have another pick. Are you ready?
Yeah.
All right, 3, 2, 1. I'm trying to pick Scott Dixon, and Alex is also trying to pick Scott Dixon. I saw that one
All right.
coming. I think
Yeah.
this is gonna be one of those weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I mean, they've been very consistent. Scott Dixon and Alex Paul, they've been very consistent. I'm curious to
Yeah.
see who you have next. I feel like we might match again. I'm not sure.
There's a
Right.
lot of different ways you could go after this one.
Well, I know how I'm gonna go. I know which way I'm gonna swing.
Oh, I know which way you swing. I've Oh, I know. All right. All right. I got one.
All right. 3, 2, 1. I'm trying to pick Renus VK.
It's loading, but yeah, it's VK.
Oh, okay. Okay. All
Yep.
right.
See, by the way, I have 0 points still in IndyCar. It's like a flip of last year where you had 0 at this point.
Oh,
So I'm kind of
it
fighting here.
feel? How does it feel? I don't
It's
want
a
to hear
long
you
season.
complaining. I really
It's a
don't want
long
to hear you
season.
complaining. No, don't
Whatever.
complain. I have 0 points, girl. I really don't want to hear it. You beat my entire ass last year. I think
did,
I
and you
had
deserved it.
I think I have as many points as I have now as I did the entire of last season. So I really don't want to hear it. Maybe you'll win. You'll literally beat me in all the rest of the races now. All right, do you have a
Yeah.
pick?
May as well. No, not yet. I'm still thinking.
Okay. I kind of hope you match me on this one, to be honest. I feel like that'd be really funny.
This is where it gets really difficult.
Girl,
Hold on.
no, take your time.
Well, I know I'm behind. You did this a lot last year. I think I'm allowed to do this.
Oh.
So I thought you were going to take Kyle Larson because you were just like, oh, Kyle Larson. Like,
Gosh. Kyle, the NASCAR driver's gonna show up and he's gonna teach these IndyCar drivers how to turn left and tell you what. Kyle Larson, man, he's best race car driver in the world.
Yeah. All right, I got a pick. Let me grab a picture.
All right,
All right.
Ready?
Yep.
All right, 3, 2, 1. I'm trying to pick Pato Award. Yeah, yo, the same picture.
Same picture.
The exact same picture. That's the first time we've had the
God.
same picture. That's funny. All right, listen. That's 4 times we've matched. That's crazy for Indy 500 qualifying.
And this is for points, by the way.
Yes,
we
it's
are
for
doing points
points.
for this.
Yes. Because again, if it has its own weekend, it deserves.
Yeah.
It deserves. All right, I have another pick.
Ooh, I have a pick, but it's risky. It's Indy. Ooh.
I have a pick too. You better not match me on this one.
I don't know if I should do that. That's sketchy. I kind of want to do it.
All right, let's do it then. Come on. I'm anxious. Come on. Are you ready?
Hold on. I'm getting a picture.
Oh, God.
This might be a dumb choice, but I'm taking the chance.
You ready?
All right. I'm ready.
3, 2, 1.
Felix Rosenquist.
Kyle Larson.
I should have just blocked Kyle Larson just for the fun.
I would have been cussing. I would have been cussing you out. I would have been. Let me have Kyle Larson for once.
Yeah.
Please. Did you think I was going to pick Kyle?
I had a feeling he's really, this is kind of stupid. You said something like that. And I was like, oh, it's probably Kyle Larson.
Yeah, I probably shouldn't have said that. When I said that, I'm like, shut up, Zach.
So I was like, who can get into the top 12? Because Larson, it sounds like, is not going to qualify beyond that. So I was like, let me think.
What do you mean?
Because it sounds like he's going to do the All-Star race instead of
he's not.
Qualify the
no,
fast
he's
12.
gonna. No, he'll be there qualifying. No.
Okay. If it's Tony Kanaan, it don't count. Anyway.
No, it does.
I picked Felix Rosenquist
no. If
because
Tony
he's
Kanaan,
a really good qualifier.
If Tony Kanaan subs for Larson, that counts.
I'm done talking about Tony Kanaan.
Yes or no?
No.
What? No, that doesn't make sense. because the rule is, I know we don't even have rules. If our driver has a sub, then it goes off the sub.
Okay, you know what? You're right. I think that literally happened last year because I think one of us picked like maybe Elliot or Bowman, and
We
it was
talked
Josh
about it. If
Berry.
like if one of us picked Chase Elliott, then like does that mean?
Yeah. Okay. Fine. Fine.
But you said TK is
Uh,
just going to start in park, so apparently I'm pretty sure he's going to qualify. This might be really stupid. Me picking him.
so, as I was trying to say before I was really interrupted, I picked Felix Rosenquist. He's a really good qualifier. I just don't know if Shank and Andretti, because it's an Andretti associated team, if they're going to have the speed for qualifying. But Rosenquist is really, really good in quali. So
Yeah,
that's my pick. My
McLaren.
actual pick is Pillow, but
Well, yeah. My actual pick is Polo too. I think McLaren's just fast. I had Rossi before Larson, but I just wanted to pick Larson.
I almost went with Rossi, but I was like, I don't see it from him right now.
Yeah.
I don't see it. So really quick, we are running pretty far on time. Who is going to get bumped? We don't got to do a
God,
picture.
I will.
Um, oh, you want to do a picture? Okay,
I'm struggling. Where's that thing from? Oh, there it is.
let me pull that up myself. Actually,
Our friend Cassie on Twitter
oh
made
yeah,
a
I
little
pulled it up.
graphic for the entry list for the Daytona 500. I said it. The Indianapolis 500. I don't know. I'm going to show up to the wrong track. I'm going to
God,
show up
yeah,
to the
you're
wrong
gonna
track.
fly into Florida, and you're gonna be like, "Where are you at?" And I'd be like,
I'm
"I've
at
been
the
at the
wrong
airport
track.
for 3 hours waiting."
So
Okay, I
and
I got a
what
pick.
what a stacked field
Yeah.
for bump day. Oh, are we doing like actual picks? Because like I just want to have a discussion. Like who do you think's
Oh,
getting
okay.
bumped? Like
I have a
because
if you wanna put it we can put it into the fantasy pick thing, but no points just to see what we think after the discussion.
well, I don't really care. Like I was just thinking like I
Let's
don't
chat
even know.
about it.
Yeah, I want to just chat about it because I'm not sure. Because this is number one. I feel like this is a very stacked field, right? Like,
It
there's no
is.
RC Anderson in here. You know what I mean? There's no. I can't call any of these guys field fillers because if you look at all of the part-time entries, I mean, Christian Rasmussen doesn't really count, right? I mean, he's a
Mhm.
full-time guy, but Elio, Kyle Larson, Ryan Hunter-Ray, Connor Daly, Takuma Sato, Marco Andretti, these are like either veterans or just superstars, right?
Yeah.
You know, in Kyle Larson's case, he's a superstar. But also, there's 7 rookies, which is the highest number of rookies in the Indy 500 since 2014. Ironically, when Current Busch did the double. So there's a
Mhm.
lot of rookies. You know, what do we expect out of Nolan Siegel? Even Tom Blomqvist or Linus Lundqvist. I mean, literally all of these rookies, right?
Yeah.
What can we expect out of them? But
I
then
mean,
of
it's
course
hard to
last
say.
year we saw RLL. They all 3 cars were in that bump day fight. So yikes. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't.
This could go in so many different ways, and Penske hasn't been the best in qualifying either.
Yeah.
Uh, I wouldn't count that out, but Will Powers made a comment saying he thinks they're gonna have a shot at pole this year. We'll see.
Yeah.
There's a lot of different things that could happen.
Wait. So
Do you
oh,
wanna make a prediction for who will be bumped?
um I don't know. Why do I How did Catherine Legg do last year? I don't
She was
remember.
the only RLL car that was not in, bump day.
Something but now she's for Dale Coyne.
Yeah.
I don't know. Something's telling me it's going to be her because I'm like looking at all the part-time guys. Maybe Christian Rasmussen, but again, Ed Carpenter normally has speed, like that team.
Yeah.
I don't know
I
what
almost picked
prior.
Carpenter for fantasy too, but I don't think he's got it anymore.
He wasn't really that good last year, but years before
Yeah.
he was pretty good.
Yeah.
I don't know about Connor Daly and Ryan Hunter Ray, like the
They'll be pretty
cars.
good. I think they'll be
Will
good.
they? Okay, certainly not Kyle Larson, right? So
I
I
would be
just
shocked.
that's why I'm just like, well, Catherine Legg and maybe one of the, Nolan Siegel, Christian Rasmussen kind of rookies. That's the only ones I can
So,
think of.
my original thought was Stingray Rob, but I think Foyt cars are gonna be really good. I think
They were
Stingray Rob's
really good
actually
last
gonna
year.
be okay. Yeah.
They were really fast.
So, I don't think it'll be him. I think then you would look at RLL just based on last year, but they seem to have upped it a bit from last year. So I don't think they'll be them again.
Yeah.
So then
Pietro
that kind of leaves
Fittipaldi.
you.
He's not a rookie
That kind
though.
of leaves you with the coin cars. So yeah, I
That's
would say it's
so I
probably between Nolan Siegel and Catherine Legg.
I'm
Yeah,
glad we kind of agree on that because I really wasn't sure, but I do feel comfortable. It's probably going to be one of those two.
and maybe potentially like the Juncos cars could be a little slower, but they
Ooh,
have
I
an
didn't think
alliance
about
with
that.
McLaren.
Oh, they'll be fine. Maybe. I don't
So
know. But we didn't expect Graham Rahal to get bumped last year. I mean, that's the
yeah,
God, it's one of the best things about the Indy
yeah,
500. The best
something
qualifying in
crazy
the
could
world.
happen. You never
I
know.
mean, any of these, no one is locked in. It's so cool.
Yep,
Joseph could miss it. God,
yep.
the
Any
scenes.
of them, any of them on that page right there.
Wow. Well,
All right.
that's that. I mean, packed episode today. Thank you guys for listening. I know we yapped a lot. I yapped a lot.
Zach yapped a lot.
Alex gave me that look over there, like,
Disappointed.
come on. If you enjoyed today's episode, write a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts or a kind comment on YouTube or my Twitter. I need more kind comments on my Twitter. I'm getting bullied on Twitter.
Yeah, there's some crazy people on Twitter right now.
Apparently, I'm trolling or baiting. Well,
hmm
never mind. That just sounded wrong when I said it. Rate us 5 stars on Spotify as well. Just helps the
Yep.
algorithm. Alex, where can people support us if they want to support us?
Yeah, you can support us on Patreon at patreon.com/gay racing pod. There is a video of me right now going through all my diecast cars from when I
I
was
still
younger.
haven't watched that.
You should, it's fun.
Okay.
We had all the paint scheme review episodes with Davin drive through on there before they went to YouTube. So little things like that, they'll go over there first. Check that out if you'd like. Like and subscribe on YouTube. Follow us on socials at Gay Racing Pod, at Dreamy Zack Racing, and Newgaden. It's at Dreamy Zack Racing, not
Yeah.
Racing, to clarify.
Soon it's gonna
Yeah.
have a black profile pic because I'm gonna get bullied off it soon. So follow me before I deactivate, okay?
That's gonna be you and Kyle Larson gets bumped.
I'm gonna go whole David Malukas mode. That's my karma for making fun of David when
Yeah.
when he did all that. We'll see you guys next week to talk about Indy 500 qualifying and the NASCAR All Star Race. So we don't have any real races to talk about next week.
Yeah, we don't, do we? Huh.
F1 might
Yeah.
be racing somewhere. Maybe they'll have a good show. I don't know. All right, we'll see you guys next time. Bye bye.
Bye.